My name is Bolanle, and I serve as the Technical Director for the Shots Plus TB program in Nigeria. And today we're going to be sharing how we are optimizing TB case detection and treatment during the COVID-19 pandemic. So the overall objective of the Shots Plus TB program is to increase TB case detection and treatment through private sector approaches in Nigeria. And we work with 4 major types of providers. So we have the clinical facilities that are made up of hospitals, nursing homes, and clinics. And then we have the private laboratories. And then we have the community pharmacists and the drug shops. The hospitals and the labs are regarded as the formal private sector, while the community pharmacies and the drug shops are regarded as the informal private sector. So the first case of COVID-19 in sub-Saharan Africa was in Lagos on February 27, 2020. And within 3 months, number of cases rapidly increased, such that program implementation had to adapt. On the right, you have a table that shows the states in Nigeria. And out of the top 12 states, the first 2 are states where we actively implement. That is Lagos, that has by far the highest number of COVID-19 cases in Nigeria, followed by Abuja, where we also work as the Federal Capital Territory, and of course, Kano, number 9 on the list. You will see that in April 2020, that was the peak of lockdown in Nigeria, and when we had a sudden surge in number of COVID-19 cases, we recorded an all-time low number of TB cases reported from Lagos, 152 from the private sector. In Kano, you will see a similar dip about a month later, in May. We hadn't had that kind of low figure in a long time. You will also notice something, that number of cases started increasing from May up to June, and then July, August, and September, where we recorded the highest number of TB cases we had ever found from inception. We recorded over 700 TB cases consistently in July, August, and September, hitting almost 800 TB cases from just 2 states in September 2020. So how did we do it? On April 7th, about a week after the lockdown was imposed in Nigeria, in Lagos to start with, started having virtual meetings. We went virtual. So we reached out to our providers virtually. We had frontline workers in place and reached out to them virtually as well. We held regular Zoom meetings to update ourselves on what was going on the COVID-19 situation. We had a series of seminars with our providers on infection control to start with. And we backed that up with PPEs. We got permission from the clients in Nigeria to supply PPEs that is for infection prevention and control for our providers and for our frontline workers. So work did not stop. And the initial dip we had, changed over the next couple of weeks. We also held symposium on an array of topics. We had symposium on infection prevention and control, and then we went to it's the meat of the matter, which is the differentiation of TB from COVID-19. We had a clinical symposium on differentiating COVID-19 and tuberculosis. We held one in Lagos, we held one in Kano. They were all virtual and well attended. So we held sessions on how to differentiate the chest X-ray findings of COVID-19 and TB. And that resulted in an upsurge of clinical diagnosis of TB. Our providers got more confident. They were able to screen more patients, and they stopped avoiding patients to a large extent. We also had field workers that were also empowered, and we held weekly meetings with them to look at the data and identify where we had challenges. Develop a call guide that will help us to call facilities. But now we couldn't go to the facilities because of the lockdown, but we had to keep in touch, and we developed a call guide to standardize our engagement with the facilities. Our hospitals also went ahead and put in infection control measures, and some of them developed WhatsApp support groups for the patients, so that patients that may not be able to come to the facilities are able to interact with their providers on the WhatsApp platform. Process adaptation has to be put in place as well. In places like Kano, we noticed a shift from the formal private sector to the informal private sectors, because those were not shut down. Hospitals were shut down by the government in some cases. Some were so afraid and they locked their doors, but the drug shops in Kano remained open. And so we capitalized on that and identified the high burden ones. We insert something we called roaming screening initiative. where we identified drug shops that have a high client load. We identified their peak hours, and we put in people that will go to these facilities and screen for TB at the peak hours. So one single roaming screener can actually cover up to 10 drug shops. And we saw an upsurge in the number of TB cases in Kano. Kano actually found double the number of TB cases they used to find on a monthly basis. And then because we knew we had to empower providers to screen for TB, we had already initiated and developed a digital application called TB Star, the tuberculosis app for screening and tracking. And what we did was to integrate COVID-19 screening to the digital solution, such that our providers could screen for TB and at the same time screen for COVID-19 and correctly identify those who had symptoms of TB from those who had symptoms of COVID-19. This was well accepted and is used in Nigeria. In order to ensure that our patients continue to get quality care, TB care, we started identifying those who ran out of drugs during the lockdown period. And so we had to deliver drugs to some of them at home. We used riders, like the one being shown, to deliver drugs to patients in their houses. Sometimes our private providers went to patients' houses to give them drugs. And our field officers also went ahead to look inwards, get more innovative, think outside the box, and increase TB case detection and treatment in Nigeria during the pandemic. Thank you very much.